Good evening. Just set the tray down over there. Yeah, on the table. Thanks. No, I'll be ringing downstairs if I need anything else. Oh, wait. I almost forgot to give you your tip. Why are you in such a rush to leave? And now you're apologizing. Am I really that scary with no makeup on? Oh, poor boy. That was a joke. You're allowed to smile, you know. I don't mind occasionally chatting with the staff. I know you're probably busy and all, but making me feel comfortable is part of your job, is it not? Please do. And here you go. You know, the least you can do is make eye contact when you're thanking me. Stop apologizing. Just look up at me. It's okay. I'm not going to do anything. Well, why are you trying so hard to avoid looking at me? Is there a problem? Then look at me. Let me see what... No. It can't be. Hey. Hey. Oh my God, your... helmet? It is you, isn't it? We went to school together. Oh my gosh. I had a little trouble recognizing you because of that hair, but damn, it is you. I'm right, aren't I? Imagine the chances. Oh, helmet, it has been far too long. Come here. Still awkward about returning a hug, huh? Oh, you haven't changed. Sorry. Giving you a bear hug after so long is probably weird and unprofessional. But wow. It's really nice to see you again, you know? Why don't you have a seat? We have so much to catch up on. Tell me everything. What? You're kidding, right? Excuse me, helmet? You're leaving? Already? But you just got here. Yeah, I know you're part of the catering staff for the wedding. I can see your uniform. But you realize my family hired you, right? You won't get in trouble, don't worry. What do you mean you're not sure? Really? You think your manager won't like you taking a break? I see. Well, why don't I call him then? I have his number. Oh, no. You sit right there, mister. Make yourself comfortable on my bed. I honestly don't see what you're so worried about. Help yourself to some coffee and cookies. You did bring them all the way up here. Still so shy, even after all I did to help you break out of it. You really haven't grown up, have you, helmet? Yeah, hello? Am I speaking to Mr. Brighton? I'm doing well. There's no problem. It's just about the attendant you sent up to my room. Yeah, him. You see, he's actually a friend of mine from all the way back in school. I was quite delighted to meet him after such a long time. That is very astute, Mr. Brighton. I'd very much like to spend some time catching up with my old friend. Do you think you could delegate his duties to someone else for the rest of the evening? Great. Oh, and I hope you won't be deducting his pay for keeping me company. He is, after all, only doing his job. Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Brighton. Have a lovely night as well. There. That wasn't so difficult, was it? Hey, no need to thank me for such a small favor. If anything, I should be thanking you. I was so terribly bored before you showed up. You don't mind if I sit next to you, right? Yeah, it's my bed, but I don't want to invade your space. I did enough of that during school. You sure? Good, thank you. Oh, yeah, it's my big sister's wedding. And I'm so happy for her. She and her husband-to-be, they're so deeply in love. My sis wanted a small wedding with just friends and family, but you know how our mother gets sometimes. She wanted to do it in proper fashion, whatever that means. Yeah, I suppose it means a lot more work for you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hey, Helmet, what's this? You haven't poured yourself a cup yet. I thought I told you to help yourself to the coffee. Well, it's too late now. Here, let me. Drink it while it's hot. It'll help in this weather. Oh, you still can't drink coffee when it's too hot? My bad. I'd forgotten. This does bring back memories, doesn't it? We'd have coffee in your room whenever I came over for our study sessions. I kind of miss that, honestly. Yeah. Your room had this really cozy vibe to it, and your eyes seemed to light up whenever you tried to teach me stuff. Normally, I couldn't get a word out of you, but when it was just the two of us in your room, you suddenly had so many things to tell me. Hey, take that back. You never bored me. Why would you say that, Helmet? No. I enjoyed hearing you talk. You assume too much. I'm sorry? What do you mean by that? No, you... You just said you always have. I heard you. What have you always assumed? If there's something you want to say to me, please say it in plain terms. I know I've hurt you in the past. Trust me, I know. Yeah. Maybe we don't have to talk about it, but I do. I've been meaning to clear things with you for a very long time. To apologize for all the things I did. But I never got the chance. And now, by some stroke of fate, you're here. I really am happy to see you. You deserve an explanation. No, you do. And it's not like you have to be anywhere else for the next few hours, so... Listen. High school me was a bitch. There are very, very few things I did in school which I'm proud of. But I want you to know I'm not that person anymore. And I know that's probably what every abuser says, but I've tried hard to change. I've done a lot of thinking about the things I regret, and my biggest regret is the way I treated you. I shouldn't have made your life at school so miserable, but I'm not that girl anymore. The one who broke your bicycle on purpose. I didn't want to actually break it, you know? I started calling you Helmet because I thought it was cute. You always ride your bike to school and have that helmet on. You took road safety pretty seriously, didn't you? You don't mind if I still call you that, right? Helmet. Thanks. So I was telling you I didn't want to actually break that bike you love so much. It was just another one of my pranks. I saw it parked outside and I just pushed it onto the concrete. And I laughed when you ran off in such a panic after school to pick it up. That thing was so old and rusty, the chains had broken off from the impact. I didn't understand why you were so heartbroken over a simple bike. But later I felt bad about it. I offered to pay for the repairs, but you just wouldn't let me. You weren't even mad at me. And that's when it all got even worse, I think. I couldn't understand why you weren't angry with me. And if you were, why did you keep it buried deep down? Why did you keep all your emotions buried? It's not healthy. I wanted to get a reaction out of you. I wanted you to tell me to stop. I wanted you to fight back, to stand up for yourself, to do anything, really, instead of just taking it. But you never did, Helmet. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't give you so much of my bad attention because I wanted you to break out of your shell or anything. I just wanted to find out how far I could push you. And you were fun to play with. I think I enjoyed having control over you. I'm sorry. Once I decided to indulge myself, I just couldn't stop. It was just teasing at first. But then I called you so many awful names. I spread rumors about you and everyone believed me. I was the most popular girl in school, after all. I now wish I hadn't been, but it was never in my control. People treat you differently when your parents own a large company, don't they? You're right. I suppose you wouldn't know. But even if you were in the limelight like me, you'd probably still be kinder than I was. I'm sorry for turning everyone against you. You were already an outsider, but everyone just went out of their way to make you feel bad. Even the handful of friends you had. But you still didn't fight back. You just stood there as I mocked you. Made you feel small and powerless. Your quiet voice, your habit to keep to yourself, the almost lifeless look in your eyes. I didn't like it. You made me uncomfortable. That's what I told everyone. You made me feel uncomfortable, that you were a creep. No, you're not. Please don't do this. I spray painted that word on your locker. Creep. I spray painted loser on it. I did nothing as everyone pushed you around and made fun of you. Yeah, it might all be in the past, but I'm still sorry. I didn't want to actually damage you. Sorry again. That was a poor choice of words. I'm still not very good at this. You're not damaged. You're not a creep, and you're not a failure. Don't talk about yourself that way. Because I don't like it. You're just saying it out of spite. You think I haven't noticed? It's not your fault you couldn't get your dream job out of college. You've seen what the economy is like. Just look at what's happening in most of the major corporations. You aren't alone. Life can throw you in the worst of circumstances on a whim. It's a shame. You were always so curious and intelligent in school, which is why I know you'll turn things around eventually. Oh, it's not wishful thinking. What'd you say you studied in college again? I see. Nothing. I was just thinking how well you'd fit in this new department I'm building. I'm being serious. I'd be happy to set you up an interview. What? Think about it. I could really use you by my side, you know? Yeah, I suppose I've done well for myself. Thanks. My sister and I have actually increased the company's valuation by about 3 times over the past year. With the help of our wonderful employees, of course. It has been hectic, but man, it has also been quite the ride. Oh, I worked hard after joining the company. There was so much I learned on the job. I didn't think I'd enjoy running the business, but it was more rewarding than I imagined. No, silly. I don't just mean in terms of money. It was, well, the most important thing is what you do after you get your foot in the door, don't you think? It takes money to create money. There's nothing wrong with that. Helmut, I'm sorry for being awful to you in the past. I truly do regret it, but I'm not going to apologize for being successful. Listen to me. It's tempting to want to hate yourself and drown in self-pity, but it's just not constructive. You have to keep moving, and you have to take the opportunities you get. Let me set up something, yeah? Don't be like that. You have to move on from the past eventually. That's why we're talking. You have to let me help you work through it. You have to... I'm sorry. I have no right to tell you what you have to do anymore, have I? I want you to take care of yourself. Really. Are you? You don't look like you're taking care of yourself. You said the same thing to me after those boys had hurt you. Do you remember? There were 4 of them. And they weren't just pushing you or shoving you. They were brutal. They were punching and kicking you like animals. I was horrified. I stopped them. I ran onto the terrace and shouted at them to leave. I threatened to have them thrown out of school if they didn't. And I very well would have. I felt this rage, this hatred, seething inside of me on seeing how they'd hurt you. You were bleeding. Your skin had bruises. Even I realized what a hypocrite I sounded like when I asked you why you didn't call me. But I couldn't hold myself back. It was suddenly difficult to speak, and I was crying. Oh, I don't remember that. But I did cry afterward. I never meant for you to actually get hurt. What happened was my fault. Come on, Helmet. If I'd have just left you alone, others would have as well. I wanted you to blame me, to tell me you hated me, but all you said was that you were okay, that you'd take care of yourself. Of course, I didn't believe you. I took you to the nurse's office and I didn't leave your side for the rest of the day. For the first time in a long time, we had an actual conversation. I decided not to let anybody else harm you again. So, I kind of just told everyone you were off limits after that. Yeah, that was me. But I didn't want you to get the wrong idea. Like I suddenly had a soft spot for you or anything. So I still made you do my homework and write my assignments. I've always been too comfortable with the idea of using you, huh? I'm sorry for that too. Well, yeah. You never protested about it, and I kept wondering why for quite a while. Before I finally realized you had a crush on me, didn't you? Despite everything I'd done, for reasons I couldn't even imagine, you somehow still liked me. That is why you never lashed out at me or fought back. It's true, isn't it? I see. Thank you, Helmet. I never told you at the time, but I liked the thought of being your secret crush. It struck a chord within me. It's part of why I started seeing you more often, coming over to your house for studying. I was going through a breakup at the time, if you remember. Sven, my boyfriend, had just ended things with me because he thought I was too controlling. Can you believe that? Him breaking up with me? My teenage self certainly couldn't. I'd only kept him around because he was so good looking. He was tall and had this voice on the huskier side, and his eyes, they were that dreamy shade of blue. He was handsome, but he was dumb. Boring. I never had a stimulating conversation with him like I had with you. Whenever I hung out at your house. And he was just as shallow as I'd been. You know, he only got together with me for my money and popularity, and because I looked pretty. He probably just hoped to marry into my family. There was never anything meaningful between us. If we were using each other, I might as well be the one to break things off, you know? I'm quite grateful to you for helping me through all that. I really needed a friend, and you were there. I was full of regret for how horribly I'd treated you. I wish I'd tried to understand you. I never realized that you genuinely struggled to communicate with people, that you just didn't fit into our culture of parties and holiday resorts and socializing. And there was nothing wrong with that. It was my fault for being unable to accept you were different. I was so happy you decided to open yourself up to me, you know? In those few weeks before the fall dance, I wanted to help you make up for all the fun you'd missed out on in high school. Do you remember? I took you out shopping, dressed you in all those sleek outfits, got you a proper haircut. I took you to my favorite restaurants and cafes, and I tried to encourage you to talk to others and be more confident. And despite all your protests, I even introduced you to my family. You were the first boy I brought home. Yeah, it's true. And despite you still being shy around new people, you enjoyed having dinner with us. You told me that. My parents and my sister took such a liking to you. I felt like things were finally okay between the two of us. Even though I still made you do my homework, I was genuinely happy. Everybody at school had to pick their jaws up off the floor when they saw us walking together through the hallways, holding hands. And between the two of us, Helmet, You were the only one who was blushing and embarrassed. I really enjoyed spending time with you. That night at the fall dance, the night went like a dream. I was smiling the entire time we were together. Everything just felt so right, you know? I forgot about that jerk Sven who was staring at us, heartbroken. I forgot about my guilt over how I behaved with you in the past. I just looked into your eyes, so full of adoration for me, and I almost forgot how comfortable I'd always been with using you. I walked up to my ex, and I rubbed in his face just what he'd given up. I humiliated him. I told everyone present there to see how I could take somebody, anybody, even the lowliest outcast in school, and change them into somebody much better, to turn a random loser into someone worthy of me. I didn't hold back. I didn't even realize what I was saying. I just got so caught up in the moment of my glory. Afterward, I just grabbed your hand like you were a plaything and dragged you out of there all victoriously. I had such a smug smile on my face. When I finally turned to look at you, I didn't even understand why your eyes had tears in them. Why you were looking at me like I can't forget that look. It killed me to see you like that. All I could do was ask you what was wrong. I thought you'd know I didn't mean what I said at the dance, that it was only a stunt. I cared about you. I wasn't going to throw you away. How could I? I'd fallen in love. Helmet? You're right. I really shouldn't be doing this to you. I'm such a bitch. Even after so long, I'm still such a bitch. All I've ever done is hurt you. I'm so sorry, honey. Why would you believe me when I tell you I'd fallen in love? You shouldn't. I never deserved your trust. I'm sorry, my darling. But I was just so convinced that you were meant for me, you know? That despite everything, I'd finally found my other half. I'm so convinced even now. No, don't pull away. I won't hurt you. Never again. I promise. I'm just trying to make up for lost time. Honey? Wait, where are you going? Honey? No. Wait, you can't leave. I wasn't trying to force myself. Stop. You know I'm your boss, right? You don't get to walk away from me. You've been avoiding me for the past 5 years. I've been on my own for so long because of you. I kept hoping I'd see you again. That we'd be together again. I love you. I can't let you leave again. Where are you going? Wait. Please. Please, just stay a little longer. I'm sorry. I won't do that again. I'm sorry for everything. On that night, I didn't think I'd make you cry. I wanted to explain, to confess how I really felt, but I never got the chance. You ran away and you didn't turn back. I kept calling your phone, sending you walls of text, but you didn't respond. I didn't have the courage to go to your house again. I really thought I could make it up to you if you just let me explain, but you stopped coming to school. You changed schools right in the middle of our final year. I tried to reconnect with you on social media many times, but it was like you wanted me out of your life, and I don't blame you. I just wish that you'd see me. I've changed. I have. I haven't been with anyone else since then. What I felt in those few weeks with you, I don't think I'll find that with someone else. I do mean it. I want you. I want to start over. Honey, if you think I can have anybody I like, I should be able to have you. I don't want anybody else. And I still look like her, don't I? Beautiful. Don't you still have a crush on me? I really want to try again with you. You probably need some time to think. I understand. You don't have to give me an answer right now. Helmet, can I get a hug? Oh, thank you, honey. Don't pull away. Stay, please. Stay a little longer. I don't have a date to my own sister's wedding. You know how much that sucks? Yeah, it sucks a lot. Maybe you could be my date. Pretty please. Big sis would love that so much. I'd even call Mr. Brighton to tell him on your behalf. That's not a bad deal, right? You're quiet. I can't tell what you're thinking. I don't want to push you away again. I'll let you decide. Just let me know what your answer is once you're sure. I really hope you'll say yes. That would be nice. But I won't be impatient. You know, I still don't believe you. Not when you say you can take care of yourself. I know I said I won't be impatient, but I don't know what to make of your silence. My sweet boy. My darling. Let me take care of you from now on. I really want to. Helmet? Are you still listening? Helmet. What do you say?